You know that feeling when you're looking at a math problem and it just feels like the numbers are trying to trick you? Well, guess what? You might be right. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a really common mathematical illusion and learn a super simple way to see right through it. So, here's the big question, right? Are these numbers actually tricking you? Because when you see two sets of numbers and they're both getting bigger, your brain just kind of jumps to a conclusion. It wants to believe they're growing together in this perfect, tidy pattern. But is that really what's happening? And yeah, that is exactly the trap. It is such a classic mistake to just assume that because two things are going up, they're, doing it proportionally. But don't worry, we're about to learn a method that's going to help you avoid that mistake for good. All right, so our secret weapon for this is actually a surprisingly simple idea. We're going to learn how to find the rhythm in the numbers. So, what do I even mean by rhythm? Well, think of it like this. A proportional relationship is just a relationship that keeps the same steady beat between two things. As one number gets bigger, the other one has to grow with the exact same pattern. It's kind of like two people dancing perfectly in sync. And that right there, that gives us our one simple rule. This is really the whole idea. If that pattern, that rhythm, holds strong, the relationship is proportional. But if the rhythm breaks, even just for a second, it's not. Simple as that. So this is the one question you have got to ask yourself every single time. As we scale these numbers up, as we make them bigger, does that core relationship, that beat, stay exactly the same? Okay, let's actually see how this works. We'll start with our first example, and this is what it looks and feels like when that beat matches up perfectly. So, here's our scenario. We're talking likes and laughs. Let's imagine a funny video gets, say, 2 laughs for every 4 likes it gets. This table here shows us what happens as those likes start to pile up. Okay, first things first, let's find the beat. We're going to start by just looking at that likes column. Take a look. Can you already see a pattern taking shape? Yeah, it's pretty clear, right? From our starting point of 4, we double it, we get 8. And we triple it, we get 12. So there it is, that's our beat. Times 2, then times 3. All right, so for this whole thing to be proportional, that laughs column has to follow the exact same rhythm. So the big question is, does it? And would you look at that? It totally does. When we double the likes, the laughs also double, going from 2 to 4. When we triple the likes, the laughs triple too, from 2 to 6. It's a perfect match. So here's the really crucial takeaway here. Because both of these things scaled up with the exact same pattern, we can say for sure, 100%, that this is a proportional relationship. The rhythm is steady. Okay, so that one was pretty straightforward. But what about those trick problems I was talking about? Let's take a look at what happens when the numbers really try to fool you, and that rhythm just breaks. And you can see the difference so clearly right here. On the left, that's our perfect example from before. But check out the one on the right. Something's a little off, isn't it? I mean, they both start at 4 likes and 2 laughs, but after that, their paths definitely go in different directions. Now here's where it gets tricky. If you just glance at that likes column on the right, the rhythm looks exactly the same as before. It doubles to 8s, then it triples to 12. So far so good, right? It looks okay. But this is where we have to put on our detective hats. Does that second column, the laughs, keep that same beat? Let's investigate. And whoa, right away, we see the problem. When the likes double from 4 to 8, the laughs just go from 2 to 5. That is definitely not doubling. And when the likes triple, the laughs go from 2 to 8, which is also not tripling. Not even close. The beat is completely broken here. It is totally out of sync. And because that rhythm doesn't hold up, we know for a fact this is not a proportional relationship. See? It's actually pretty easy to spot once you know to listen for that beat. Okay, so how do we use this strategy to nail the right answer every single time? Let's lock it in. All right, here's your game plan. First off, always check the rhythm. Don't just assume that because numbers are getting bigger, they're proportional. That's the trap we talked about. You gotta ask yourself that key question. If I double this side, does the other side double too? If that beat stays the same, boom, you've got a proportional relationship. If it breaks, well, you know for sure that it's not. So, the next time you see a problem like this, don't just stare at the numbers. Try to actually feel the rhythm between them. That intuition, that feel for the pattern, that's your key to avoiding the trap and locking in the right answer. And there you have it. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Once you train your brain to listen for these kinds of consistent patterns, you'll start seeing them, well, everywhere. Not just in math problems, but in music, in nature, maybe even in business. So the real question is, what other hidden rhythms are you going to spot now?